So in the last class we were discussed about the divergence and divergence theorem. So when we operate the del operator on the vector, okay, so the vector A, so how it actually performs, okay. So first one we have seen, okay, del dot V. So if it operates on a scalar field V, so okay, so this is produces the vector, okay, the resultant will be a vector field, and later we have operated on vector, okay, so this produces a scalar field, okay. So this will be called as divergence, and we have seen the divergence theorem also, okay. So now today we will discuss, so if we operate the cross product, so similar like cross product, if we have two vectors, earlier we were discussing about the vectors, if we operate two vectors, so there will be a dot product and cross product, right? Similarly here, so there will be a del operator. Del operator, you know already, it will be in the direction of ax, ay and az. So this also similar like a vector, okay? Is it not? Okay. So now if we operate this del vector, so del operator on a vector, so what it will be resultant? Resultant will be a vector field only, okay. So and this operation, whatever the del operator, if we apply on a vector in a vector product similar to vector product, so this will be called as curl operation, okay, or curl of a vector A. So this will be called as the curl operator or curl of A. So now what is meant by exactly curl of A, okay. So how to define this curl of A? So the curl of A, so which we can define it as, so first one, it is an axial, okay, so it is an axial vector, okay, it is an axial vector. So what is meant by an axial vector? Say for example, if I have, okay, a surface which is closed like this, so this is a surface I am considering, okay. So now if I have a vector perpendicular to the closed line integral, okay, so the closed line, so if the vector which is normal to this closed line which is there, so that is what axial vector, that means it is the vector which is passing through axially through this closed line integral, okay, so our closed line, so that is what axial vector, the vector which is passing through this closed line, so axially, okay, perpendicular to this, that is what axial vector, okay. So now the curl, if we can define, it is an axial vector. Now what is the magnitude of this axial vector or curl of a vector A? The magnitude will be, it is the maximum circulation of A. So say if I consider the vector A which is rotating around the point P, okay, say for example if I take the point P, if the vector is rotating around the point P, that means we will call it as circulation of this vector A, okay, we will call it as circulation of vector A, okay. So now if I consider the area of this, if I consider the unit area, if I take this closed line which is nothing but a open surface, which we have already discussed, a closed line is nothing but a open surface. Now if I take the circulation of this A, okay, so per unit area, so if I take per unit area and if the area tends to 0, okay, so that is the magnitude of this curl A. So what is the magnitude of this curl A? So the curl A is the axial vector whose magnitude is the maximum circulation of vector A per unit area when that area tends to 0, okay, that is the magnitude. And so what is the direction of this vector, or what is the direction of this circulation? So now the direction of this circulation which is normal to this area, whatever surface area, the open surface area which we consider, the direction is always normal to the area which we are considering. So when the circulation is maximum, so that direction of the vector which is normal to this surface, when we are taking that normal, when it is the circulation becomes maximum. So this is what we will define the curl of A. First we will define it is a axial vector, and next one we will define what is the magnitude of that the vector, the circulation of vector A, and then we will decide the direction. Okay, so this is the definition of curl A. We have to include all these 3 points in order to define curl of A. So we will define once more what is curl of A. The curl of A is an axial vector whose magnitude is the maximum circulation per unit area when area tends to 0, and whose direction is normal to the direction of this area. Okay, so whatever area, surface, open area we will consider, the direction is normal to the direction of the area when the circulation is maximum. So this is what the curl of A. And if we just understand the just physical significance of this, just the circulation of vector A around the point P. It is simple as that we can define the curl of A. It is a circulation of vector A around point P. Okay. So, but when we are defining, we have to consider the normal direction or direction of the vector, and also we have to consider the magnitude. Is it understood? The curl of A, any doubt? So now we can write the expression, the curl of A, so which we can write it as del cross A. Okay, so which is nothing but limit delta S tends to 0, whatever this open surface which we are considering, if it is if that surface is del S tends to 0, and A dot dl divided by del S, and this will be the circulation, and this should be maximum in the normal direction. This AN is nothing but, if I consider this as a YZ plane, then the unit normal vector will be in the always X direction. And with respect to the plane which we are considering, this surface area plane, so that will be always normal to the other direction. Okay, so if I consider YZ plane, it is normal to the YZ plane which is in the AX direction. And if I consider similarly XY direction, the normal which will be in the AZ direction. So this is what the definition of curl A. And this is the maximum circulation, so whose magnitude, which is a maximum circulation per unit area when the area tends to 0. So is it understood? Any doubt in this, the definition? Hello? Namita, understood? Hello? Subramanya?
There is a normal condition.
Hello?
There is a, how can we define that?
The normal, the unit vector normal is always perpendicular to this. It is coming out of page or going into the page.
How we have defined it in the form?
Hello?
How we have defined it in the form?
How we were? Your voice is a little bit low.
How we have defined it in a formula, sir? The earlier form.
Yes. Hello? Tell me, Subramania.
So got it, sir.
Got it? What was your doubt?
How we have defined that normal vector constraint in the formula of the curl A?
Okay, so this normal how you have to define?
Sorry.
Is it not? Hello?
Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
Okay. So this normal direction, wherever the plane, which plane you are considering, in which plane exactly it is there, so perpendicular to that normal plane. Okay. Okay, is it understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we will. So this one we will take and we will try to prove by taking this the circulation of vector A. Okay. So now where this del S, whatever we are defining del S, it is the closed curve L. If I take the curve L, which is closed one, so that will define the surface which is a open surface. Okay. and the direction normal, so even we can define using the right hand rule. Okay, so if the circulation is like this, then the direction is so coming near to you or coming out of the page, and if the circulation is opposite, so we can define like this. So the direction normal, it is going into the page, so that will be defined normal, which can be defined so by the right hand rule. Okay, so now we can first find out what is the closed integral of A dot dl. Okay, that we have already known. So by taking a line segments, we can able to so find out the line integral. Okay, so now the differential area, whatever ds we are considering with respect to this closed line L, so that we can able to calculate by using a line integral. So that is the closed line integral A dot dl. Okay, which will be equal to, so now if I take this one label ABCD, that is closed line ABCDA. Okay, so now we can define that A dot dl. So A dot dl of line AB. Okay, so this is line AB, and similarly, so plus so BC, the line BC, and similarly, so the line CD, and similarly AD or DA, we can call it as DA. Okay, so if I calculate all those things and combine, so then we will get the total closed line integral. Okay, so now earlier we have also seen how we can express this one. So if I take the point P, okay, x naught comma y naught comma z naught. Okay, so this point P we can define it as x naught comma y naught comma z naught. So now in order to calculate this curl of A, first we need to evaluate that line integral around this point P. Okay, so now we have seen by using Taylor series expansion, when we defining the divergence also we have done it. Okay, so now first the side BC. Okay, so let us take this one ABCD. So just for convenience I am just writing ABCD. So this point is A, and this point is B, this point is C, and this point is D. Okay, so this is AB, and this is BC, and this is CD, and this is DA. Okay, so now using Taylor series expansion, so we can express the component of the vector A along the y component and z component. So what are the components available here? It is in y direction, that is in AY direction, and also in the AZ direction, right? So we have two components, which is in the y direction and which is in the z direction. You can see here. So there are line integral which is running from the positive AY direction, negative AY direction. Similarly, the positive AZ direction and negative AZ direction. Okay. So now we will take that and we will express that in terms of the Taylor series expansion about this point. Okay. So now if I consider first for the side AB. Okay. If you consider for side AB, so now AB, what is the DL? The line, differential line, it is nothing but the y variation, is it not? It is nothing but dy into AY. Is it understood? Hello? How I am taking? It is in the y direction. The differential length which is considering for side AB, which is nothing but dy into AY. Okay? And if I consider the point Z, okay, so now if I consider the point Z at this point, okay, so what is the difference here? So we can write it as, so if I take x naught, y naught, z naught point, okay, so this is nothing but z naught minus, so dz by 2. Shall I write like that? Now if I consider the point Z on this AB, line AB, how much distance it is there here? It is nothing but z0 minus dz. So this is the value which is varying in the z direction. This is nothing but dz, and similarly here this is nothing but dy. Okay. So now if I take the point on this line, okay, let us consider that as a z. Okay. So now what is the differential, the difference between distance between this point? Z is nothing but the point z0 minus dz by 2, because it is exactly at the half of the plane. Okay. So if I define like this, then we can write the integral for the line AB, which is nothing but A dot dl. Okay. So which is equal to, what is the a component? A component is nothing but, so the a y component, because it is varying in the y direction. It is about point P, x naught, y naught, z naught. Okay. So minus, so what is meant by this one? From this I can write z minus z naught equal to dz by 2. That is minus dz by 2. Okay. So now if I write like that, so then dl becomes, so it is in the direction of dy, we have to multiply dy into ay of x naught comma y naught comma z naught minus, what is z minus z naught, which is nothing but dz by 2 into del ay by del z. So now how we are writing this one? So this one we are writing using Taylor series expansion method. So that we have earlier where I have written, so that if I take and I will show you. Okay, so earlier expression, just if you remember it, okay, just I will write once again that earlier expression. Okay, so if I consider ax of x comma y comma z, okay, so if I want to expand this using Taylor series expansion method, I can write the x component as at point x naught, y naught, z naught as, so plus, so this one x minus x naught into del ax by, so with respect to z if you are doing, so then it will be, so del ax by del x at point P. Okay, and similarly you have del ay. So similarly the x, whatever the x component plus y minus y naught into del ax with respect to del y point P plus z minus z naught into del ax with respect to del z, okay, at point P. So this is what the Taylor series expansion. So now here the variation is only in the y direction dl, and so it is the variation in the y direction. Only z and y direction it is there. The differential length is in the direction of ay. Okay, and this point, so which is only in the z variation, because this point is with respect to this the point consideration. So if I consider the point z on this line AB, and the distance between these points, so that is, if I take it as P1 as z, okay, so distance between P and T1 is nothing but, so z naught minus dz by 2. So that with respect to the y component, with respect to z we are taking. So that is the differential derivative. Okay, so that is what we are considering. If I consider that one, only this component will be there, so other two will become 0 in the Taylor series expansion. So only we have two components. So that is what we are considering here for the a dot dl in the direction of y, that is dy. So if I multiply that one, you will get only this component. Okay, so this is about the line AB. So if I consider only segment, the line segment AB. Okay, similarly we have to do for other line segments, which is BC, CD and DA. Okay, so now if I take the line BC, okay, so if I take the line BC, a dot dl, now which is nothing but, so what is the variation? We can see here for side BC. Okay, so what is dl? The variation for BC, it is variation in the z direction, so that's why it is dz into az. Okay, so the variation is dz into az. Now if I consider the point at this line, so what is the distance between these 2 points? It is nothing but y equal to, so because the y constant here, the point y is constant here, so now if I take the difference between these two, the y is varying, so it is nothing but y naught plus dy by 2. So this is in the positive direction, so that's why it is y naught plus dy by 2. Okay, so now if I substitute this one in the A dot dl expression, so we will get it as, so A dot dl, which is nothing but dz into the component of z x naught comma y naught comma z naught plus dy by 2. So because, so here if I take y minus y naught, okay, so this will give y minus y naught equal to dy by 2. Okay, so for this line integral, so this will exist and other two will get cancelled each other. Okay, so we will get, so del ay by del az by del at point P. Okay, so this is what for the line BC. So this is for line AB. So because the derivative is y component, and in z direction the derivative is z component. So the derivative is z component with respect to y. And similarly for the line integral, so CD. So this line which is CD. So similar like it is AB, but it is in the negative direction. Okay. So for CD, so we can write for side CD. Okay. So what is DL? DL is nothing but, so dy into in the direction of negative ay. Okay. So that is in the negative direction. So now what is the point? If I consider the point on that the line. Okay. Similar like this. Here if I consider the point, so what we will get? So we will get the z equal to z0 plus dz by 2. So similarly if I take z minus z0, which gives z minus z0, which gives z by 2. Okay. So now if I consider the line integral for the CD, so which will give, so what will give? dy, so minus, so if you multiply we will get minus dy into, okay, the component is ay because the variation is y. Ay component of x naught comma y naught comma z naught, okay, plus dz by 2 into del ay by del z. So at point P. Okay, so this is for C. And similarly for side, so dA, okay, so you will get whatever dl is nothing but dz in direction of minus az. Okay, and similarly if I consider the point y, which will be y naught minus, so dy by 2. Okay, so now if I consider y minus y naught, which is nothing but minus dy by 2. Okay, if I substitute this one for dA, so which gives, so minus dz, so because it is in the negative z direction, into, so az of x naught comma y naught comma z naught. Okay, so this is nothing but again minus dy by 2 into del, so az component by del y at P. Okay, so now, so if I consider this line integrals AB, BC, CD, DA, so and if I add all those things, so you will get it as the total line integral. Okay, so that total line integral, so we can write it as the closed line integral, because when we add all those things, okay, so when we add all these line integrals, it will become a closed integral. Okay, so now we can observe here. Okay, so if I take these two, okay, if I take BC and the DA, so you can observe here plus dz into az of x naught comma y naught comma z naught minus dz of az of x naught comma y naught comma z naught. This will get cancel each other. Okay, and it will become minus into minus, it will become plus. Okay, so this will be, if I add these two, so you will get dz into dy by 2 into del az by del y. Okay, so just if I take first two, okay, so if I take first two, that is integral of BC a dot dl plus integral of dA. So what you will get? So this term will get cancel each other, and you will get dz. So this term dz dy by 2 into dz dy by 2 into del az by del y. Okay, so plus, so this component, so minus into minus plus, this one dz dy by 2 into del az by del y. So what the addition it will become, because this is off, this is off, so if I add it, so it will give dz into dy into del az by del y. So this will give, so this addition of this, it will give del z by del z del y into del az by del y. Okay, so similarly if I consider the first one, that is AB and CD. So if I consider AB and CD, so this will get cancelled each other, because this is minus dy ay of x naught y naught z naught, and similarly here, so it is plus dy ay of x naught y naught z naught. So this will cancel each other, and you will get, so this, if you multiply this one, the first one, which is nothing but minus, so this is for the terms AB and CD, integral a dot dl plus CD a dot dl. So now which is nothing but, so this first one is this one dy into dz, so that is this one dy into dz by 2 into del ay by del z, because this will cancel each other. So you will get minus dy dz by 2 into del ay by del z. Okay, so that is the first term, and second term here again it is minus dy into dz by 2 into this one. So minus dy dz by 2 into del ay by del z. Okay, so now these are the two equations we will get. So this is, since both are minus, so you will get minus dy dz into del ay by del z. Okay, so this is what we will get. Now if we add both, that is all these four integrals, okay, so all these four integrals, so what we will get, so we will get closed integral of a dot dl. Okay, so if I add this, so what you will get, so you will get dz dy into del az by del y minus dy dz into del ay by del z. Okay, so this is what you will get. So now if I take the common factor, that is dy and dz, so you will get del az by del y minus del ay by del z. Okay, so now look at here. So now if I consider the open surface, this is del s. Okay, so if I take the open surface del s, so now what is your del s or ds, differential surface area? It is nothing but y direction dy, z direction dz. So this will give dy into dz in the direction of ax. Is it not? So you can see this one. So you can write the differential surface area is nothing but dy into dz in the direction of ax. Can we write like that? Hello, understood what I am writing? Okay, so here, so we can write that one as a differential surface area, and if we can take it to the left side, so what we can write, a dot dl divided by del s. Okay, so which is nothing but del az by del y minus del ay by del z. Okay, so now if I take the limit del s tends to 0, so this we can write it as the curl of a. Okay, so divided by del s, so this we can write it as the curl of a in one plane. Okay, so that is del az by del y minus del ay by del z. This is in yz plane. Okay, so only one plane we are considering. In Cartesian coordinates, how many planes are there? Hello, how many unit vectors are there? Hello, anybody can answer? How many unit vectors are there? How many planes are there? Other two planes are xz and xy, right? Similarly, if I take the planes xz and xy, okay, so this del cross A can be written as, okay, so for xz and x, that is in the unit vector direction, this is unit vector in the x direction. So if I take xz, it is in the unit vector direction y, and if I take xy, it is in the unit vector, that is that direction, az, ay, ax. So now if I consider the curl of A in y direction, so this is in ax direction, or we can write y, okay, so this is in the direction of ax, that unit vector normal to the plane. So similarly, if I take in the unit vector ay direction, so this we can write it as del ax by del z, okay, minus del az by del x, okay. Similarly, you can write in the az direction, okay, so this is nothing but del ay by del x minus del ax divided by del y, okay. So now all the planes, if I combine, or all the unit vectors we can combine and write it in the coordinate system, which is del cross A as, okay, so in the matrix form, if we can write ax, ay, az, and del by del x, del by del y, del by del z, ax, ay, az, okay. So this is what the curl of a vector A in the Cartesian coordinate system, So by combining all these things, we will get it. So just we can expand this, we will get back this one. So that is del cross A, we can expand in the direction of ax, ay, az. So what is in the direction of ax, which is nothing but del by del y of az minus del by del z of ay. So that is what we have derived here, del by del y of az minus del by del z of ay in the ax direction. And similarly in ay direction, so which is nothing but del by del x of, so az minus del by del z of ax, okay. Similarly in the az direction, we can write del by del x of, that is ay minus del by del y of ax. So this is what we can expand, and that is what we have derived, okay. This is what the curl of A in coordinate, that is Cartesian coordinate system. So is it understood? Any doubt? Hello? Hello, you need to respond. Akshata?
Yes, sir.
Understood or not? Any doubt in this?
Understood, sir.
Okay. Bhavyashree? Hello, Gaganashree?
Understood, sir.
Sunil?
Understood, sir.
Rakshit?
Yes, sir.
Got it? Any doubt? Sai Venkat? Sandeep? Vilas?
Yes, understood, sir.
Yashwant?
Understood, sir.
Okay, so this is what the curl of A in the Cartesian coordinate. Now you just remember the equation or the matrix for the spherical and cylindrical, just remember, so don't want to derive that again. Okay, so in the cylindrical coordinate system, we can write that curl of A, which is equal to 1 by rho into determinant of A rho into A phi. so AZ, okay, so del by del rho, del by del phi, del by del Z, okay, and this is A rho and rho into A phi component and AZ component. So this is what the matrix form or determinant form in cylindrical coordinate. Okay, so now similarly for spherical, so we can write del cross A, which is equal to 1 over r square sin theta, okay, into r into a theta, r sin theta into a phi. Okay, so this is by del r, del by del theta and del by del phi. So is it clearly visible or hello? Is it clearly visible what I am writing?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. R sin theta into a phi. So now this is what in spherical coordinate system. Okay, cylindrical coordinate system, spherical coordinate system. This is what we need to remember for curl of A. Okay, so just if you can remember the Cartesian coordinate system, so when we define A cross B of two vectors, it is similar like this only. Can you remember? Is it like this? Is it not? Hello? Okay, so these are the cylindrical and spherical coordinate system, the curl of A. So now that properties, if you what are the properties of curl? So we can define now what are the properties of curl. Okay, so how we can have this, the properties, how it will vary and what are the properties. So now this, as I said, when I take this curl of A, so this is a vector. Okay, so the curl of a vector, so the curl of any vector, it is another vector. Okay, so the curl of a vector field is another vector field. Okay, so now next one, if I operate on two vectors, that is del cross of A plus B, so which is given by del cross of A plus del cross of B, so that we can write like this. This is one another important point, and we can write also if I have del cross of A cross B. Okay, so this is nothing but triple vector product. Okay, in the vector analysis or vector calculus, what we discussed, scalar triple product and vector triple product. So it is similar like vector triple product. So this we can define it as A of del dot B, okay, minus P of del dot A plus B of del A, that is B dot del A, okay, so minus A dot del B. Okay, so this is what the triple product, similar like triple product, that is the del cross of A cross B, two vectors. Okay, similarly, so another important one, del cross of the scalar and vector. So if I have scalar field and as well as vector, so how it operates? It operates on, so V into del cross A, okay, plus del B cross A. Okay, this is what, so we have to get. So similarly, so one more thing, if I have del cross of A, if I apply two times, that is the del operator as a curl operator, so then we will get, so del dot of del F, okay, minus del square F. So this del square F we will discuss later, that is double differential operator, which we will call it as Laplacian operator. So this will discuss in later. Okay, So if I operate 2 times that del operator as a curl operator, so for a vector field A, so it will result in this one. Okay. And the divergence, if I take the divergence of curl again, so if I take the divergence of curl of vector field A, so this will become 0, that is vanishes. So this will give 0. And similarly, if I take the del cross of del B, that is the scalar field. So
Sir, it is not visible.
okay. So this one. So if I operate on the gradient, so this we have find out already, the gradient of field scalar field B. Now if I apply to the curl of that gradient of scalar field, again it will go into the 0. Okay, so we can take the problem and we can check it. So any scalar field we can take and you can operate on that, so it will become 0. And even you can take any example of any vector field A, so in Cartesian or cylindrical, whatever it is, so you can operate and you can see what it will become. So it will vanishes, and here also it vanishes. So these are all the some of the important properties of the curl. Okay. So as I said, so the physical significance of this curl is nothing but how much the maximum circulation of vector A per unit area. That is what we able to get from this curl. And also it will indicate the direction. So in which plane the circulation is happening. So as we discussed here, so in which plane the circulation is happening. So the direction which is always normal to that surface area. Okay. So this is what the curl of a vector field is. Okay. And so one more thing. So we have already done the divergence theorem, right? Is it not? So similarly, so what divergence theorem says that, which we have defined already. Okay, so that actually relates to the surface integral to a volume integral, right? So if I have a closed surface, it will become an open volume. That we already proved in the divergence theorem. So similarly, here we have the closed line integral, is it not? So you can see here we have a closed line integral and it will become open surface, right? So now if I have a closed line integral, it will become a surface, and we can define that as a Stokes theorem. Okay. So what Stokes theorem says that, so if I have a line integral of vector field, okay, closed line integral, so that will give the surface integral of curl of vector field A. Okay. So that is what the Stokes theorem says. So this is what Stokes theorem. So earlier in divergence theorem, if I have a surface integral, okay, A dot ds over the closed surface, that is A dot ds over the closed surface, so that will give the divergence of volume. So is it not? So that is what we have find out. So this is what divergence theorem. Okay. So this relates to the closed surface integral to volume integral. So Stokes theorem relates to closed line integral to a surface integral. So that is what Stokes theorem. Even we can prove by taking a small surface. Okay. So we can take, if I take the small surface, we can prove that also. So this is a surface, that is the closed line integral, which is an open surface. So if I have this closed line integral and if I take a small dl, a differential length, and this open surface which is having a ds, okay, which is having a normal direction, okay, so the unit vector so contains with respect to this surface as a normal. Okay, now we can have this the circulation of vector field A around this closed line. Okay, the circulation of vector, if I take the vector A, so which we have already defined, with this closed line, okay, L. So if I take this path as L, okay, so the Stokes theorem, what it says, so the circulation of field A around a closed path L, which is equal to the surface integral of curl of A over the open surface which we have defined. This is the open surface which we have defined. So only when the condition is there, this applies only when the vector A and its curl are continuous on S. Okay, so this A and del cross A are continuous. Okay, so if these are continuous over this open surface, then we can say that the closed line integral of this vector field A, which will be equal to the surface integral of the curl of A. Okay, so now if I want to prove this one, just if I take this surface and if I divide, or if this closed the closed line, if I take this closed line in the form of rectangle, whatever we consider, similar like if I consider this whatever the closed line. So now if I divide this closed line as a smaller surface or smaller lines, okay, so this is one closed line and this is one closed line, this is one closed line. The whole closed line which we can define as small closed lines. Okay, now if I define the circulation of this line, okay, so if I define for a small line integral, and similarly here also if I take small, and we can observe here this and this will get cancel each other since they are opposite. Okay, and similarly if I take this one, okay, so this one this will get cancel each other. Similarly if I take for all the small line integrals inside this closed line integral, so inside there is a cancellation of all line integral, and it will be the boundary of this overall closed line. It will become the summation of this all small line integrals. It will be equal to the total boundary of the line integral. So now that if I define A dot dl for this line L, so if I take the line L, okay, so this one which will be equal to the summation. So if I have a k closed boundaries, if I have k closed boundaries, okay, so the summation of those closed line boundaries, okay, that is A dot dl. Okay, so this also we can write it as the summation of the A dot dl over a small surfaces. So this will create again the small line integral also create a small surfaces, that is small open surfaces. Okay, so if I take the limit del sk tends to 0, then it will become a curl of that line integral. So this is what the Stokes theorem says, that so the line integral of A dot dl over a line, that is closed line L, which gives the surface integral of del cross A over a surface area ds. So this is what the Stokes theorem. So each and every line, whatever we are considering small line integral or small closed line, it will become a open surface. So how many k unit k closed boundaries we will take, that much k surface areas we have. So if I consider all the closed boundary, because inside it will get cancel each other, and if I consider the closed boundary, that is the boundary of this line integral, so it will be equal to the total surface of this the closed line. So that is what the Stokes theorem says. Is it understood? Any doubt in this? Hello? Hello? Understood this one, Stokes theorem, or any doubt? Anybody, any doubt? Subramanya, understood?
Sir.
Yashwant?
Yes, I got it.
Hello? You have any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, so we'll stop here and we'll do some problems in the next class, that is tomorrow's class. Okay?